Right. Okay. Got that. I want to bring a caller on here who's got a point he wants to bring on. So, and we do invite people to call on in. We still have time to take your call. We'd love to hear your viewpoints. 347-884-8245, election 2016. Let's bring from Minnesota, let's bring Barry on. Welcome, Barry.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
Thanks,
welcome.
Barry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've been listening a little bit. I haven't heard all of what you've been saying, but I've been listening a little bit, and I wanted to call in and throw in my 2 cents because for the first time in my life, I'm about 37 years old, for the first time since I became of voting age, I will not be placing a vote in the presidential election. And it's not necessarily due to the quality of the candidates per se. It has more to do with a personal philosophy shift of mine where I essentially came to the conclusion, and I don't expect you to agree with me, and I don't expect this to go over well when I say it to people because it would take a lot of explaining, but I essentially see the government as force. And every 4 years we turn to this forceful entity and we say, save us again. It never has worked yet, but we keep doing it. And I wouldn't go as far to say I would like to encourage people not to vote because due to my personal philosophy, I really don't want to tell people what to do, which is one of my problems with government in the first place is it's force and it tells people what to do. But I would ask them to think about what they're doing when they go to ask the government to do this or that or support this or that candidate to support this or that policy. And essentially, to me, what it looks like, I don't expect you to agree, but I would like to say what it looks like to me. It looks like, imagine if there was a giant, violent, well-armed group. And every once in a while, you had the opportunity to go and throw in your 2 cents to the violent group of what you'd like them to do with the money that they're going to steal from the population. Now, my advice in that situation would be definitely do not show up to throw down on what they're going to do with your stolen money. You shouldn't really morally have anything to do with an institution of that nature if you were to have any kind of consistent morality. I'm not a Christian, but I do believe in having some kind of moral, consistent philosophy that people actually think through. I think a lot of times we don't think these things through. We know we don't solve our problems with violence, but yet society as a whole has long ago apparently decided we're going to solve our problems with violence. And I would like to at least be a voice in the wilderness. I know, way off on the fringe, but saying, hey, let's just try to raise peaceful children and hope for a more peaceful society. Let's stop asking our abusers to let up and be nicer. Let's walk away from that. And that's my 2 cents, guys. I appreciate you letting me have it.
All right. Thanks, Barry. We appreciate it. Josh, thoughts?
I don't know. It's a good call. I mean, obviously, I do disagree with the philosophy, but here's the thing: is that I love how Barry, explained himself. I love, the way he put it and so forth. To me, he actually sounds more like a libertarian. If we were to put, some type of structure around it, the idea of less government and allow everyone to have their own individual freedom. But my thing on that is, and obviously you can say that, definitely government is a force and it is an entity and it is a power. But my thing is, is if we don't, go to the polls and if we don't, express our voice, well, then we're going to get raped anyway, to use a vulgar term. And so the things that I said, earlier, in terms of saying that we can change this planet, we can change this country, we can change this world, is true. Historically, when we as a people unite, we can make a difference. And so I do believe that that when we do go to the polls and we do cast our vote, we are making a difference. And I think that this election, as well as numerous historical events, prove that. And I think that if we don't, vote, if we don't, cast our voice, then we are going to be victimized, by the powers that be. Yeah.
Yeah. I I think you just got to work. You can work. In the system, and I mean, it can be changed. I mean, just look at. I personally don't think Trump or Sanders are the right candidates, but it can be done. Just look at it. I mean, sure, Trump's got a lot of money and he's putting this and together and stuff, and but look at Sanders. I mean, he's getting donations from just average people. So if we need a revolution to take over, it can be done, and it will. Like you said, Josh, it will be done. There's only so much that it will take. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do appreciate Barry's phone call because I mean.